Hello, class. Thank you for joining us again. This topic of discussion is the legalization or not legalization, as well as decriminalization of marijuana federally, meaning it'll be legal nationwide, not just state by state, as states might still have their rules and regulations for it. Nationwide, it would still be considered legal. This House supports the legalization of it. Um, Claims that that have been made is that um, marijuana increases. The claims that are made is legalizing it would lower the prison rates drastically, since a large number of people are arrested merely for having possession of it, and it also helps in minorities not being targeted as much because it has been seen that blacks especially have been targeted and have been arrested or fined more so than whites for having possession of it, not even using it, not even doing anything with it, just having it on them. Um, Another claim is that it is not really considered, and that is studies have been shown that is not really as serious or not as problematic as other harder drugs like cocaine or heroin. Um, the opposition made claims that marijuana can still alter your perception and alter your mind, and kind of change your mindset, make you kind of not see things clearly, which can cause for harm while operating vehicles, which can lead to injury or even death. Um, this is a very valid point, as this is true. Same as alcohol, for instance, since alcohol is legal, but you still are, it is still illegal to use it while operating a vehicle because it alters your mind and can cause for harm. So, of course, with legalizing marijuana, that does not entirely mean you can use it whenever, get it wherever, do whatever you want with it. There will still be laws and regulations put in place. For instance, being able to drive while under the influence will be illegal, or at least should be. Of course, that's not going to stop it entirely from happening, but it will cause for action to be taken if you're pulled over and you're found under the influence of marijuana. Regulations like these will still be in place, but overall, the use, recreational, and the possession of it is what will be decriminalized and legalized nationwide. Another claim is the health and mental issues that come from use of marijuana, as it can cause cancer, mostly because it is inhaled or smoked. Um, Same as tobacco has been legal forever as well, and that has caused numerous cases of um, lung cancer and other lung problems. Same as marijuana. And same with alcohol, how that has caused, liver failure, many other health issues. Same as marijuana. Um, it's not legalizing it does not mean it will be considered perfect and is good to use and everyone should use it. That's not the point of this. Um, you know, the selling of it, just like for California at least, how every tobacco or every alcohol product you buy, it has the warning this can cause health risks or cancer or whatever. The same thing would be applied to any type of marijuana item you buy. That ends up putting it in the person's hands of whether or not they want to risk that or not, rather than the government or the law enforcement's fault of, oh, I'm going to arrest you or I'm going to fine you for it, which will end up kind of ruining your life down the way. Um, so overall, uh, legalizing marijuana does not mean it should be used recklessly. You know, as is already, marijuana is a very accessible drug, even in states that it's not legalized yet, for the most part. But it is still really accessible, especially to minorities. So making it illegal or not legal, people are still going to get a hold of it. It's just the fact that people who want to do it the right way, responsibly, in their own homes, maybe at a certain event or something, they're not going to get any backlash or any types of problems that are going to kind of ruin their life down the way. Other than, of course, health issues, which then kind of puts it in their own responsibility and their own persona of it. Another fact that the opposition didn't really mention, they kind of only mentioned the health and bodily impact of marijuana, but they didn't really state anything related to the reform of the prison systems and reform of law enforcement, as well as the tax revenue that can be acquired from the legalization of it. All in all, it is still a drug and must be considered a drug, but the legalization of it will bring um, a lot less worries for people. It still is something that should be used responsibly and is not something that really you should use, but it is something that if you have the option of doing, you should be allowed to use due to the fact that you're not going to be able to overdose from it. You're not going to go on some crazy rampage thinking people are trying to kill you. It is pretty safe for the most part, especially the more time that gets studied into it and the more time people really see what it does, especially for medicinal purposes. But overall, this house does the claim of legalizing marijuana stands with this house. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.